Hillary Clinton needs to learn to keep her trap shut. After losing the election for the second time, all she had to do was quietly fade into her irrelevancy, but she couldn't even do that right. Instead, she wrote a book blaming everyone but herself for losing and went after President Trump like a rabid hyena closing in on a young child, attacking him over the pettiest of issues and doing her best to undermine his legitimate presidency. Now, she's found herself in quite the predicament. After months of sounding the Russian alarm, even comparing herself to Paul Revere at one point, the story has fully boomeranged on her and now she's at the center of the biggest national security scandal to ever rock our nation, and I'm not talking about her emails. Instead, her dirty dealings as Secretary of State have come to light, which include the transfer of 20% of America's strategic uranium reserves to the Russians, all while accepting hundreds of millions of dollars in donations to her charity. Worse yet, the deal was done under the cover of protection from the government, with Barack Obama even ignoring FBI warnings that the Russians were trying to infiltrate our government and corner the uranium market. Keep in mind that uranium is the fuel that feeds nuclear weapons. At the center of the scandal is a former FBI informant who was placed under a gag order by the previous Justice Department, which included the threat of prosecution if he spoke. His silence has been key to protecting the Clintons and their corrupt dealings, as he has in his possession emails, banks records, phone records, and other valuable evidence that can, and will, bury everyone involved. Last night, we learned that the gag order against this patriot had been lifted by the DOJ, however, it was unclear where the order came from. But now we know, and boy will it ever make you smile. According to John Roberts of Fox News, President Trump personally gave the order to free the informant from the chains binding him to silence. Boom. How's that for some epic revenge from President Trump? The New York Post had the following to report about the FBI informant's new freedom to speak. The Justice Department lifted a gag order that will allow a former FBI informant speak to congressional panels investigating an Obama-era deal in which a Russian-backed company was able to get control of a significant amount of the United States uranium supply. A DOJ spokesman late Wednesday cleared the way for the informant to disclose to the committees any information or documents he has concerning alleged corruption or bribery involving transactions in the uranium market, including but not limited to anything related to Vadim Mikoyan, Rosatom, Tenex, Uranium One, or the Clinton Foundation. GOP lawmakers launched probes this week into the 2010 deal, which was struck when Hillary Clinton served as former President Barack Obama's Secretary of State, but said a key informant couldn't testify because of a confidentiality agreement with the DOJ. That's going to leave a mark, a very big mark. For his sake, I pray to God that this patriot isn't found dead from a suicide, via 2 bullets to the back of the head.